You are about to witness the power of toy knowledge. Where all my figures at? Straight out of Poland, it's my homeboy Rick, classy action figure seller with a 6-inch dick, the Bruiser, in his stonking collection of action figs that he sticks in his ring. 6 solicited pics for like button clicks, everything that drips out his lips is a statistic. Yeah, he's the kind of dude can tell you who threw who out of Rumble 92. Need to know a bit more? Let's check out his stories, putting figures in a box daily. And for this little rap, he didn't even pay me. So also on the show is Martin.
Welcome to 7 Figs a Month. And that awesome intro track just then was by the very talented The Callum Graham. And if you're one of these people that doesn't really enjoy listening to us, but do really like listening to Callum, you're in for a treat because he has a full album, 9 whole tracks, not a single one interrupted by our pesky voices, that you can listen to on all major streaming platforms. So yeah, go do that, Liam and Mark. Anyway, I'm here today with Marty,
hey guys,
the Jersey Retro Toy Hunter, and I'm Rich from actionfigureseller.com. How are you, Marty? How's the toy hunting been?
it's been all right actually. Last week there's a local auction and I noticed that there was a Jurassic Park Jungle Explorer, the 1993.
Oh, yes.
Car toy, yeah. So
I'm with you now. Sorry,
yes.
Just off air, you were saying I didn't remember. I do now.
Yeah, because I excitedly shared a video of you when I got it.
Yeah. I'm with you. you.
So I do the local auctions, but I don't go down there. I just do it online, and then you can see like a little picture of what they're selling. And I clocked this, and I was like, right, I'm going to try and get that. But at the time you put your bids in, if you don't go down and look at it, you don't know if it's just an empty box. So it only had one photo dead on. So it's like the box of this Jungle Explorer. So anywho, I bid on it. I won it. And then when I went down to pick it up, I was very pleasantly surprised to open it up and find that it's all still in the sealed clear packaging inside, everything. So you got the instructions, the sticker sheet with the stickers on, the vehicle, the wheels are all separate and all there as well. So yeah, got a bargain.
That's great. That's a bit like, is it the show called Storage Wars, where they get to like they open the door of these storage units and they just get to look inside. They're not allowed to root around.
Yeah.
And then they start bidding on it. Sounds very similar to that.
When I die, if people get to do that to my storage container,
exactly.
they'll look at it and go, that's just filled with paint and crap, but they don't see the back where it's just loads and loads of toys just hoarded up. Someone's going to clean up
your collection of LJNs that you've started amassing.
just hiding them in a wet garage. I think they'd be fine in a wet garage, though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, no, of course. They survive anything, or not, as they've all been chewed to bits and are missing paint. It's really hard to get a mint one, actually.
It is hard. It's hard to find a loose one that isn't just missing paint and fingers and hands and noses. Noses as well. Like, what kid's biting the face like that?
I assume it's dogs, right? They're mocked for being dog toys.
I suppose, yeah. I never really thought about dogs. I never had one.
No, and the children do. My little one would definitely. I've got Corporal Kirshner coming in the post, and I reckon my little one's going to eat its head.
Feed it straight to Frankie Buster. Yeah. There you go, mate.
That's it. Well, we are here. We are here to finish off the LJN line, which was seemingly finished off last week. But there was another series released, the Series 6, the infamous black cards.
Distributed by Grand Toys. So LJN basically got in a lot of trouble just before this for selling really realistic toy guns. So people actually went and did some crimes with these guns. And it might have been like a bank robbery or something. Let's say bank, because it sounds better. So these guys robbed a bank with these very realistic looking guns, and it got LJN into a bit of hot water. So they decided to stick their whole toy business in the bin.
I've been aware that I've never put 2 and 2 together because I don't even know if I knew this story, but I've been aware that in recent decades, toy guns had to come with like orange caps on the end to signify that they were a toy.
Yeah, the NES gun, the Nintendo one, when that came out in America, it was just grey. And then I think the Americans might have got it orange as well, but we got it in orange and grey. I think to make it look less realistic.
So it will stem from situations like this then, right?
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
That's great, though. Good old days, right? You go rob a bank with a toy gun.
They were probably so proud that they had done these toys that looked so realistic.
Yeah,
I had a phone call.
I had like a big, heavy black metal cap gun when I was a kid that looked very real.
Yeah, I remember having cap guns that were heavy and metal. Yeah,
Yeah,
different
such a
time, isn't it?
shame. Yeah.
But nowadays, you would expect, people walk around with guns, you'd shit your pants, wouldn't
I mean, yeah, I imagine there's plenty of kids with guns now, real ones.
you? When I was a kid, I had this toy knife.
Mm.
It was brightly coloured and everything, but when you when you stabbed it into your mates, the blade would
Yes.
go back into the handle, so it's like you stabbed it.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think you'd be able to buy stuff like that anymore from the toy shops. Like just a
No,
stabby knife.
no. So LJN bins that's the story, right? LJN
Yes.
bins their toy line, and this company that was distributing in Canada,
Yeah.
because they're French Canadian,
Grand
Grand
toys.
Jouette's Grand
Oh, oui, monsieur.
was their name. So they aren't the manufacturer, but they did end up releasing. So LJN must have been working on these and just never completed them, right?
Yeah, they must have been right because if they just suddenly decided we're not going to do toys anymore, it's not like they had nothing lined up to go out next. They would have been sort of keeping on top of it, I guess.
So this was all left to this new company to decide what they were doing with. And from the looks of things, they re-released 13 figures that they just had stock of. If I was to hazard a guess, I reckon it coincided with people they could release figures of. Maybe WWF were like, we're not, that guy's gone. Absolutely don't release new merch with him on.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you don't know whether that would be the case, or would WWF ever really know or care if Grand Toys in Canada are releasing toys of like Adrian Adonis or something?
I don't know. I've got to believe that even at that point, WWF were quite careful of what was happening with people using their official name and logo, right?
Yeah, maybe they might have been in lawsuits with people as well.
Yeah. So, but what came from this series were 6 brand new figures, all big stars. So that's exciting. But yeah, I'll go through the 13 re-releases who I'm not going to rank this time. I'm not going to include them with this new 6 because they are just direct re-releases of what we've seen in the past. So the 13 are.
It's almost like a best of, except it's not the best.
It's a great series. It is a really good series. The only one from series 1 to be re-released is my mate Big John Studd, and I love that figure, so I'm glad he's back here. And this is
Big John
1980.
Stud, middle name Fudd.
This is 1989, right? So he's winning the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah, yeah. They probably thought he was going to be a big star.
Yeah. Again, we don't really know what month these come out in, but he's won the Royal Rumble at this point, and this is great.
When did he stop wrestling, Big John Stud? Do you know? 1989.
Yeah, so Big John Studd's last match in WWF was 1989, so it was the
Yeah, there you
same
go.
year. He won the Royal Rumble and then bowed out. A legend.
Yeah. Do you reckon they brought him in just for like a farewell thing, or do you think they brought him in and realized he's really big and old?
I reckon Grand Toys called up Vince and went, Vince, we've got thousands of Big John Studs we're about to release. And you know LJN's gone down the shitter. Can he win the Royal Rumble, please? And Vince went, all right,
Yeah,
all
makes
right.
sense. He didn't even know what a Royal Rumble was at that point. So Grand Toys had to make one up.
Because it arguably made no sense, Big John Studd winning the Royal Rumble in
No,
'89, right?
yeah.
That's worth watching. That ending with him and DiBiase. DiBiase's, again, I think we might have touched upon it, but DiBiase's selling and bumping for John Studd, who can't do fuck all, really, is next level.
So
Well
bad a
worth.
shape was Big John Studd in 1989 that his WrestleMania match was refereeing an Andre the Giant match.
Yes.
Andre the Giant was in better shape.
Ah, they made up then. Talking about bumping and stuff, I just mentioned Ted DiBiase. I saw a clip. We mentioned Sergeant Slaughter taking his crazy bump sprinting at the turnbuckle. I saw a clip today of him getting thrown over the top rope by Ivan Putski
Right.
and landing like on the outside of the ring with his chin stuck onto the bottom rope. And they were pointing out like he's done this on purpose, and that we've never seen it since. He was so good. He could
So
nail
wait,
this. So
he's thrown like through the
I,
middle of the ring, sort of
no,
thing.
no, thrown over the top ropes,
Yeah.
and he's managed to land at the bottom with his head under the bottom rope, and he just stuck there with his chin
That's
caught
quite
by
good.
the rope.
You see that sometimes at Royal Rumbles when people go over and they end up sort of landing feet on the floor, head in the ring, and get a bit stuck.
Yeah, I've seen it happen by accident. This looks like he was making fun of his big chin.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. What a guy. What a talent.
That's good. Who was that against?
Ivan Putski, Polish Power.
When was that then?
He looked young.
Yeah, proper old that. Did you ever see Sergeant Slaughter when he was really young? I think he had like bleached blonde hair.
I think so.
Yeah, weird.
So yeah, just what a because he always looked like an old man. They all did back then, right? Even Hogan never looked under 40.
I think
right?
people just generally did look older, didn't they? Because when you see it through a child's eyes, when you're a kid, everyone seems old. Like you think your parents are really old and stuff, then you realize now you've massively overtaken them and you don't think you look that old.
I think the whole world's gone a bit narcissistic as well, and they wouldn't embrace baldness the same way Hogan and Savage did, right?
Yeah.
I
If
would.
I had a bald mate and he kept his side bits, I think that'd be really good.
I'm all about it when it happens. Can't wait. So yeah, sorry, John Studd's the only one from Series 1. Series 2, Brutus Beefcake, we loved him. He's the only one from Series 2. Great to be getting another Brutus. And as I say, these are the exact same toys. They're not repaints or
Did you just say
anything.
we loved him? Didn't you put him last in that season, that series?
Did I put him
I'm
last?
sure you did.
It was a very short series of 6.
No, I think he said it's not a bad toy. Yeah, I think he was. You put him last. He's even Paul Orndorff was ahead of him with his funny face.
I think we hated their faces, him and Paul's. But I enjoyed him and Greg as the dream team, and you didn't.
Real dream team is Greg and Dino Bravo. That's my problem.
Yeah, and I was arguing that Brutus was over, and like people pretend he's in Nepo higher, and I'm not so sure. So Brutus is there. He was released again in '89. Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth separately. So at least you got the opportunity. I suppose it's really nice, right? If these aren't on the shelves anymore, like it's been a few years since these came out at this point.
Yeah,
So it's nice to go
pop back up again.
have the opportunity to pick them up. Yeah. Savage Elizabeth, Series 3, Series 4, Adrian Adonis and Jake Roberts.
Adrian Adonis would have been dead at this point as well.
Adrian Adonis would have been dead for at least half a year,
Yeah,
which is interesting, right? And then the rest of them are all recent. So 7 from Series 5 that we talked about last week. So that's Axe, Ted DiBiase, both Hogans, the white and red and the yellow and red. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who won that battle against the rest of them. The Honky Tonk Man, dreadful toy, looks like a dad. And Bam Bam Bigelow, who left WWF the same month as Adrian Adonis died, July 1988. So he's long gone at this point as well. So that makes his inclusion.
WCW.
That makes his inclusion very interesting. That's all 13 of the re-releases. Anything to add? I'll add something. We didn't talk about last time about Bam Bam Bigelow. So not only is he gone at this point, but we missed out on the fact that he had the same introduction into WWF as Randy Savage, in the sense that all the heel managers were bidding for his services.
Yeah.
Just like Savage. And just like Savage, he chose a obscure manager to corner him as a face, which surely he would have preferred classy Freddie Blassie over Humperdinck Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't even know what he's called. Oliver Cromwell.
Oliver Humperdinck, is it?
I don't. Wait, what? Wait, who was he and where did he come from?
He came from the He-Man Masters of the Universe movie. He was that Gwildor character, you know, the little orange one. That was him.
Did he exist before managing Bam Bam Bigelow for a month?
I don't know about WWF, but he was. I've seen him in other companies. But little ginger guy, fat ginger guy with a beard.
Yeah. Because the only time I've ever seen him is WrestleMania 4, right?
Yeah.
Which Bigelow is in that tournament, right?
5 Series 87, he might have been his manager as well then, if that's how Bam Bam came in.
Is Bigelow in that tournament, or am I making it up?
Yeah, he's against One Man Gang. I think they both go out straight away. Or do they? No, maybe One Man Gang beats him. If he maybe doesn't fight One Man Gang, I'm making it up. Fuck knows.
No,
He's in it.
Possible Mandarin effect right there, but I think I remember Bigelow and One Man Gang doing battle in that tournament. But One Man Gang carries on to fight Savage.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
So maybe it's a DQ or something.
Yeah, I never cared for that manager when I was younger. He did remind me about the little guy from He-Man. You know, the one who's in it in the Orko in the movie.
Yeah.
You've seen the movie, right?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he does look like him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But we've never had a figure of him, have we? Ever.
No.
Crazy that LJN didn't do one. They're doing everyone else.
I reckon if they went on a bit longer, they could have got one.
He vanished, right? He vanished with Bigelow.
Yeah, I don't remember managing anyone else.
I don't. Never seen him again, ever. Unless he went to Japan and was big in the deathmatch scene over there as Freddy Krueger or something.
Yeah, was there a Leatherface too? Maybe it was him.
Yeah, so I thought that was odd that Bam Bam and Savage came in exactly the same style, but at the same time, it sort of makes sense, right? In a very sort of sports presentation way, in the wacky world of cartoon 1980s WWF.
Trying to sign a free agent.
Yeah, a hot free agent has shown up, and all the managers are like, come work with me, come work with me. And they're looking at like, oh, here's my meal ticket. You know what I mean? Let's make a lot of money with this guy.
Yeah, it makes sense. I miss the days where you had loads of managers.
It makes me wonder if it happened, if that was the only two instances, or it was a reoccurring thing.
Every single time someone came in, and some of them said, "No, I'm okay."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Didn't get a manager at all. Other ones just bring their own.
No, bonkers. Bonkers. Yeah, he's the most peculiar. Him and Adonis are the most peculiar additions at this point, I suppose.
It must just be a leftover stock thing. It can't.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
think it's the thing of WWF not wanting them to use certain people. It must just be like they've just got like a loads of crates of certain things and they're just chucking out whatever they've got. Because they bought it, they're allowed to distribute it, surely.
It's absolutely leftover stock. I'm just not sure. Yeah, it would just be interesting if don't do another snooker. We know what he did, type thing.
You know what you did last summer.
Yeah. Let's keep this as quiet as possible. Right, and then on to the good stuff. On to the ranking them least favorite to favorite amongst the new guys. And some of these are quite iconic now, right? I think we're getting into the territory of. So first up is Rick Rude, right?
Yeah.
And it's sort of widely accepted, and people sort of know how rubbish this toy is because he's got his hands on his hip. It's just the shittest pose
Do you know what
imaginable.
this toy would be really good as? Like one of those bubble bath toppers.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
When you get your bubble bath and you're a kid and it's got like a little toy thing on top of it. That's what this probably is.
Yeah, I agree. It's just you can't play with it. His hands are molded onto his hips, and it's not a pose. He put his hands on his head a lot,
Yeah.
doing his like swivel of the hips, but yeah, just dreadful.
So
And
many other options, right? Like that you could have done with him, like even just double bicep pose or something like that.
yeah, and I love Rick Rude, but I suppose LJN and later Hasbro are guilty of going, oh man, he wears such intricate tight designs. What's the most basic tights he's ever worn? Let's do them. And they both sort of did this sort of purple stripy number that just
Doesn't do
considering this,
anything justice.
yeah, considering the stuff he wore, these tights are shit. Although I will say that I've talked about it a few times. The Mattel Coliseum collection comes with the purple stripy tights, and I'm a big
And you love
fan.
it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a big fan of them paying homage to this. But that's an articulated figure, and the hands aren't molded to the hips.
There should
So
have been. That would have been good.
that would have been nice,
You
right?
just can't move it. So it's still got all the articulation, all the joints are there, but the
Yeah,
hands are bolted to the hips, so you can't do anything.
yeah, no, I would get a kick out of that. He's last, probably my favorite wrestler of the six, but you can't, you're not playing with that. You can't play with that. Probably can't even get the championship title around him properly.
Oh, interesting. No, it's just
It's probably too high on his belly or something.
you have to put it over a shoulder, or Bobby Heenan holds it.
You'd be getting your Tipex out and giving him some intricate tight design, wouldn't you?
I would actually, yeah.
You would.
I'd
You'd be
go for
good at
the
it.
Survivor Series '88. I'd give them yellow tights with like the black handprints.
Oh, there you go.
I like that one.
Yeah, yeah. So
Quite simple as well. They could easily have done that. It's probably less work than this.
so much promise. I will say he had his tattoo on his arm, the little anchor. Sort of. I mentioned that because Mattel's most recent Rick Rude doesn't have it.
Oh,
Doesn't Vietnam or something? I don't know, mate. Shit factories. Yeah,
that's mad, isn't it? How the quality has dropped off there. It's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, going backwards. Going backwards. The biggest company in the world.
God knows what their Barbies look like now.
They've probably got anchor tattoos all over them.
Yeah.
Fucked up the emails.
Hands molded to the hips.
Yeah. And X-rated porn sites listed on the back of the boxes.
What company was that?
That was Mattel.
That was Mattel. Fucking hell.
Wicked dolls at www.wicked.com, which is a very famous hardcore American porn site.
That's quite funny.
Yeah. And then they recalled them because they panicked, obviously. And then they showed up back on shelves just with a Sharpie through it, which is quite good. No point in wasting all the money of printing the packaging again.
They could have just put a sticker over it or something.
No.
Tear the box off. You took it off.
Maybe some stores did, but yeah, I've definitely seen photos of big black marker through it. So
good. That's going to make it as a kid. You probably wouldn't have ever gone on that site because you wouldn't bother looking at the back of the box. But when something's scribbled out, you'll probably still see through it a bit, and you're going on that.
Yeah.
The mystery.
That's such a big whoopsie. Such a big whoop. Someone's got to have lost their job for that. Anyway, up next is Andre the Giant. The third time we're seeing Andre the Giant. but he's in his black one-armed singlet.
Andre the Giant, we hardly knew ye.
1989. This is post his big feud with Hogan. Yeah, he's done as a sort of title contender, world championship contender at this point.
Yeah.
But it's great to finally have this version of him, right?
I think this is the one you'd want, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh,
look
yeah,
at this
yeah.
and go, okay, they finally nailed Andre the Giant.
Yeah, no, for sure. Suppose I can't see close enough photos. Is it a direct? Is it the exact same as
Yeah,
the
I think it's
second
just a
one?
repaint. They've just painted the singlet on.
And they've painted it on the wrong side of the torso, you were saying.
Yeah.
Great to have him. I think I've got a bit of Andre fatigue at this point, so he's a bit lower than he should be. Yeah, I'm excited for the new guys, right? I'm excited for the new guys. But yeah, there's only 6 here, so all great. Up next is again another favorite, another tough guy. I like the tough guys. Haku in his Islander gear.
Yeah,
What
he's
he-
good on that. He's by this point though, he's probably wearing his purple.
Yeah, when did he win? When did he win the King?
I'm trying to think.
Would have been around this time, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It was after Harley Race left, wasn't it? So maybe it was 89. Maybe it was like 89, 90 or something.
No, yeah. He stopped being the Islanders. He stopped tagging with the Tonga Kid in '88. So yeah, this comes out and it's outdated, right? Because he is King Haku in '88.
And then again, you think if he's wearing his Islanders gear, where's his tag team partner? Because the Tonga Kid should have had one as well, surely.
And it's much like Axe in the last series. Where's Smash? And especially this one, if they're working on other figures, where's Smash?
Where is Smash?
There's the search for Smash continues. Yeah, I don't. That's very frustrating because they were doing so well with the tag teams, right? Each series had a tag team, and you get a tag team set.
Yeah.
With tag titles, and they've royally fucked that up in the last couple of series.
Yeah, it's the end though, isn't it? Maybe they knew the end was nigh. I mean, this one's just a throwaway thing, really, isn't it?
Oh, the series is done for. Why do we think? I was thinking about it the other day, earlier today maybe, and because we talked about the price, right? Was it $6.99?
Yeah.
For each figure, and then that translates to around 20 quid, and we're thinking that's not too bad. But like maybe the attitudes to buying toys in the late 80s, maybe that was too much money. Especially when Hasbro's were like $3.99 or something, $3,
Yeah, it's hard now.
£3.
Our brains are a bit broken, aren't they, to price and how much a toy should be? If you look at like a toy shop, say like a normal toy, you're looking at about 15 quid.
Yeah.
So when you see like some toys now at 40, it's okay, that's an online toy, good quality, acceptable, is about £40. But back then, yeah, it might have only been a few quid.
Yeah, so these were big toys. Maybe that was the death of them, right? When that
Or it's
sales
probably just because LJN chucked their toy company in the bin. So
No.
maybe they would have carried on. I
I
think they were
don't
dying
know.
out anyway.
Yeah, I reckon the reason they've got all this overstock is because it was the death of the company when that sales guy for LJN thought they should be big, and it drove the cost up. Because you're looking at these series of this one's got 19. There's no way. There's no way any parents buying anything close to the whole series for their kids.
And there's just the size of them, man. How many toy boxes are you going to need to fit all of them in?
So maybe it was just unsustainable. They were releasing so many, and they were pricey. There's no way. Yeah, we're looking at it thinking, oh, $6.99. That's great. I reckon. I don't think it was. I don't reckon it was. I reckon GI Joes are probably $1.99.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it? Like if you're a kid, say you got a set pocket money that would buy you maybe one toy, it'd probably be £2 rather than £6 or £7.
Yeah, and as I say, it converts to around 20 quid today, and that just probably, I reckon attitudes to toys were completely different, and that's way too much money. And there's just no way it could carry on. And that's why Hasbro were so much smaller, articulated and still much cheaper, right?
Yeah, just it's not so much plastic.
Yeah, so I just they were on the way out, and I think they knew that. I think they knew that in the last series, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, well, I suppose they'd know when their license and things are up anyway, right? So they'd probably see it and say, it's just about done.
Yeah, they can't be shifting. It's a shame, right? It's just be interesting to know. I don't reckon
things just go on forever.
I don't reckon there was anyone who had a full collection. I reckon there are people now who have gone back, but I don't reckon there was any child that was able to keep up with everything that was being released.
No, absolutely not. There is a going back to Haku, so I've just pulled up a random picture as like a advert for them, and it's King Haku. He's got a crown and he's wearing purple.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, Rick Rude's wearing green. And Andre the
Plain.
Giant's got blue boots and a black singlet. This
Oh,
is
wow.
wacky.
Found some bootlegs or something.
No, it's an advert for the series.
Okay.
They're $16.99 each on this though.
Dollars?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, of course. Oh, no, wait, is that Canadian dollars, though?
Is that much different? I mean, it probably is, right? With Canadian with this series, it would be Canadian. That's got the prices for some video games as well. Yeah, WrestleMania on the NES was $49.99.
Oh, games were really expensive. I
Yeah.
never realized. But
Yeah, they've always been about £50, like
right, yeah, people
yeah.
think they're really well. I mean, they are pricey now if you're getting special editions and stuff. But the games industry's always been bonkers.
Yeah.
So where are we? Haku, yeah. I love this Haku. I love Haku. I wish it was King Haku, and it seems like that was perhaps the plan at one point,
Yeah.
like
It's
you just
interesting. I always
said.
really like it when you see things like this, like ones painted differently, especially this because they've gone for an earlier version rather than a. Normally, it'd be the earlier version is the one you see as prototypes.
And I'm not looking at what you're looking at, but I'm also guessing that this is weird because they've chosen in the end a more detailed tights.
Yeah, just so they didn't have to do crowns. Maybe there was no Harley race crowns left.
Yeah, again, pre-internet, no one knew what a crown, no one had ever seen a king in real life. And the people at LJN just have no idea. They've never watched wrestling. Well, crown, what's that? Okay.
Maybe LJN knew, but Grand Toys were like, I do not know
That's
what
true.
crown is.
Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. No books there either. Okay. Yeah, no, they were fucked. Fucked from the get-go. Right, we're halfway through of these six. It's strong, right? Rick Rude, Andre the Giant, Haku. They're all
Big John
Heenan
Studd.
guys as well, right?
Yeah, Big John Studd was as well, wasn't he?
All the Heenan family so far. That's exciting. And then up next, this is a tough one because I really like this, but it's a weird choice. And it's the Warlord in his Powers of Pain face paint and just black trunks.
I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Powers of Pain, up until this point, long tights all the way. And then when Powers of Pain broke up, when was that? Like 1991, something like that.
Carry on.
He did a very brief face paint and trunks before he just went to trunks with no face paint.
I saw a photo just before recording this because I was trying to figure this out. And there was an image of the Warlord with Barbarian in their Powers of
Okay.
Pain face paint. And he's wearing black trunks with white, very much like his singles Warlord. And I was like, when was this? I don't know if it
That's
was some
interesting.
weird Japanese thing or
You wonder if maybe that was after because he wasn't in as Warlord singles in WWF very long, was he? So by 92, he was gone. So maybe they did something afterwards where he would have done a bit of a mixed match between the two.
yeah, but I've seen people claim that this is their favorite. I've seen big influencers being like, "This is my favorite toy. This is the Warlord in his singles run, iconic attire." And I'm like, "This didn't fucking exist."
Yeah, I'm 100% the same.
Yeah,
I want
no,
it to be black tights and then have like Powers of Pain, but with like the P and the O missing because they're underneath the trunks that they wear over the top.
and he's not got any knee pads on. So we're saying that Warlord from the Powers of Pain had his Powers of Pain face paint with just plain black trunks and plain black boots. I'm not buying it. I'm not accepting.
Uh,
It's a
like,
really good looking toy, and I like the Warlord, so he's
but
third.
it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Where's your knee pads, mate, and the rest of your tights? Where's the long leg bit? He's just in his underpants. Someone's coming and taking a reference photo when he's getting dressed again.
These people, these perverts who works for these toy companies, didn't have the like confidence to approach the wrestlers in a respectful manner. They just burst into the locker room with their cameras, taking pictures,
And run
and got wrestlers all sorts of states of dress. Okay,
or squat.
yeah, yeah, they're just all squatting.
But the other thing with this again, where's his tag team partner?
Where what is this figure? I do, as I say, it is above the others and it is third on my list because I really like the pose. I like the Warlord. I can imagine buying this and it looks like a character that's going to do well in my Fed. It does.
I'll give you two guesses of what I'm doing to them legs when I get home. Gonna get my
Hey,
black Sharpie out. I'm gonna
ah,
color them in.
you wouldn't go the other. If you got this a bit later, you could do a bit of Tipex on the black trunks.
Yeah, and over his face, I could do like the half mask thing and then just sort of scratch the rest of it off.
Yeah, I because I know as a kid it wouldn't. I was trying to work out if it would bother me that it was just wrong, right? But I don't remember the Hasbro Tatonka figure bothering me, even though he never wore that.
Yeah.
The blue
Yeah,
trunks.
I don't think when you're a kid that I don't think you notice too much about that.
No, so I'm happy with my position here of the Warlord because it is a great toy. Just
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
bonkers decision making.
people just
Taking place.
accepting that they wore that. No, he didn't.
Attire wise, probably the shittest LJN in terms of in terms of looking like who it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, just gear wise, I think the face looks good, doesn't it? Face is
Yeah,
decent.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like the
Yeah.
most, sorry, Shittest is the wrong word, isn't it? The most incorrect looking LJN is probably this one.
AKA shittest.
Yeah, yeah, but no, he would come in. He'd be straight into a feud with Outback Jack, I reckon, for the championship.
Nice. Yeah,
Who's
I'll give
now
him
the
a,
champion, right?
I would give him a good push, I think. He does look like a big, strong toy.
Yeah, he might be in to retire Hogan or something. So yeah, no, I'd be all over this one, but yeah, as I say, it's not without its problems. That leaves the top two here. These are both great. The second position is probably better than the one in the first, but I'm going with it. I'm sticking with this. The Big Boss Man is number two here with his nightstick.
Yeah.
This is a great looking Big Boss Man, considering Jax decades later did a classic superstar that looked dreadful. Right? Do you remember
Yeah, I'd
that?
say one complaint about this is he could have been a bit fatter,
He could have been a bit fat, sure, sure.
but he has got a little bit of podge. He is a bit fatter than the muscly guys.
He's taken all the details that could have been dished out to the Warlord.
Yes.
He's got like cuffs molded into his trousers and stuff.
All that black on his trousers. There was no black left for Warlord's legs.
Yeah, no, he's got cuffs that are painted silver on his trousers as well. Like, it's really good toy.
Yeah, he was good. He was good, the Big Boss Man. I liked his match with Hogan in the steel cage where he gets suplexed off the top. Very big star.
This is probably, as I say, this is probably the most impressive of the Series 6 black cards, right? In terms of, oh wow, an actual new character, and this looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
when you look, yeah, he's very good. Bossman's career as well is good. I liked this week on Free POA, you guys were chatting about the Hell in a Cell match he had with The Undertaker.
Good noise, actually. Yeah, yeah.
And then I was thinking, like, what a wild 1999 the Big Boss Man had. So he has a match with The Undertaker. I think he starts off the year maybe as like hardcore champion. And then he has this WrestleMania match with The Undertaker and that. Then later on in the year, he has the Kennel from Hell match with Al Snow. So he's in a feud with Al Snow and he feeds Al Snow his own dog and that. And then they have the Kennel from Hell, which is Cage inside a Hell in a Cell with a load of dogs pissing around the ring and humping and stuff. And then he has a feud with the Big Show. And he hates the Big Show because his parents weren't married.
Oh,
And he
actually,
he just keeps insulting him for being a bastard child.
yeah.
And then Big Show's dad dies, so he hijacks the funeral and drives off with the coffin. And Big Show just has to lie on top of it trying to stop it.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember I said this on 3POA. I don't remember the lead into the WrestleMania, but it must have been serious.
It wasn't so much a feud with Boss Man and the Undertaker as was Undertaker and Vince. So Vince sent out the Big Boss Man to fight him.
Okay. But it was worth killing the Big Boss Man for.
It was worth killing him for.
He hung him.
I remember at the time, it didn't really seem like there was much of a feud going on.
No.
It was just a bit sort of strange, and it's like, all right. And then,
Right?
yeah, I thought, oh my God, they've killed him. And I'm watching it as probably a 14-year-old or something.
Sorry, for the listeners who maybe haven't seen it or don't remember it. It's a Hell in a Cell match, and at the end of the match, it's not a long Hell in a Cell match. It's not even that brutal.
No,
But
it's
at
not.
the end of the match, Edge and Christian appear on the top of the cell,
And Gangrel, they sort of come down from the ceiling on top of the cell.
and they
bust
drop down a
open the cell.
noose through the cell roof that the Undertaker then puts around Big Boss Man's neck, and then the Hell in a Cell structure raises, hanging him, seemingly dead at WrestleMania 15. Tremendous, but don't worry, I'm sure he was on Raw the next night or something.
Yeah. But it was never explained how he survived. Maybe he wasn't in it for a bit. I don't remember him really being around, but he must have been.
It just weird time. I'm
So during his feud with the Big Show at Armageddon that year, he fights for the world title. He challenges the Big Show for the world title.
just his whole career is bonkers. I remember being shocked. It was only it can't have been long ago that I had no idea that he was tagging with Mr. Perfect in 2002.
What, on WWF?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, right. That sounds good.
What was he wearing?
I know. I think he was wearing his black
black
combat
stuff.
gear. Yeah. Yeah, I think they were resigned to heat most of the time, but I was just like, this passed me by.
It was pretty on at the time. You probably saw some of it, but just didn't really care. So I mean, it's not until you look back and it's like, oh shit, I didn't really appreciate that when it was.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely in that category of guys that I'm just like, oh, sick of this guy. Fuck him.
Yeah.
And then like now you think, wow, that was the Big Boss Man.
Yeah, you appreciate it all now.
Yeah.
His run in WCW was mental as well. Like after he left WWF in like 93 or 94, he went to WCW and for a bit he was just called the Boss because obviously he went that's called the Big Boss Man. And then it was like Ray Traylor, then Ray Taylor. They just sort of kept changing his name a little bit. It's like, which one is it?
No, top stuff. I like coming across because it just seems like such a bonkers alternative universe now. That era of WWF, because I'm sure on Facebook the other day it popped up and it was a match. If you've not seen it, you'll immediately be like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to see that. It was like Taz versus Mr. Perfect from WWF,
Yes.
and I was like, that
Yeah.
sounds great. That's wacky time. Mr. Perfect, someone who was missing from this entire line.
Did he only start in WWF in '88 though?
Yeah, I suppose in Royal Rumble 1989, he wasn't fully in his singlet yet, which is a shame, right? Because in your head, he's there with Rude and DiBiase
Yeah,
and stuff. Suppose he
different
was
trunks.
late to the party. All right, well, and we'll finish this off because it does seem weird that I've said Big Boss Man's probably the best of this series, but the Ultimate Warrior was released in this same series, and it's not a perfect toy, but it is a very good Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, it's a good one for that time. It's not like
Yeah.
WrestleMania 6 Ultimate Warrior where his hair's more boofy and he's just better colors and things. It's
What's
very much 89. It's very close to his WrestleMania 5 attire. Black
Yeah.
boots with the Ultimate Warrior logo on and that.
Is there a chance this came out after? There is a chance this came out after WrestleMania 5 and it is that exact attire. They've just messed up the trunks.
Yeah, could be because they were just yellow, weren't they?
Yeah.
These are
Because
orange.
it is very similar. But yeah, it's great. It's great to have an Ultimate Warrior. And I'd be all over this as a kid. Even the face is a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
But they can, they can get away with stuff because it's a guy with
And
long
it's your
hair and
favorite, right? Yeah.
yeah, and it's got, the face paint covers up whatever he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, tremendous toy. What a series. But it's such a shame. Such a shame it ended here when it was just about to start getting good with all the characters, as I say.
Yeah, being a kid and having the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, that'd be quite good, wouldn't it? Just
Yeah,
who was
yeah.
your guy, a Warrior or Hogan?
Warrior.
Yeah,
A
same.
Warrior. And that series two Ultimate Warrior with the Gorilla Press was my favorite. Hasbro.
I had that one. I didn't really care for it. I really hate the Gorilla Press ones.
What?
Yeah.
But
I I,
Warrior,
pref- I prefer the jumpy one.
you're fucking shitting me.
No, I
If I
prefer
knew
it.
this, we might not have ended up friends.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm telling you now, and it's too late because we've got at least one more episode to do.
Wow. I can't believe you genuinely like the jumper more than the Gorilla Press.
Yeah, the jumper's great. I hate Gorilla Press. It's got
No,
no
but
punchy hands.
the warrior can do the actual gorilla press and then run against the ropes and do the splash on the back
Yeah, this one can.
perfectly.
The other one can as well.
No, but his feet are together.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not having this. I'm looking forward to the Hasbro.
We're gonna fall out. When I
Um,
when I went to see SummerSlam '92, my mum was worried I was going to have a heart attack when the Ultimate Warrior came out because my heart was
oh,
beating so fast.
oh wow, good. He is an exciting man, isn't he?
Yeah, I was very excited, and I had the Hulkamania Forever video. And I remember normally when you got like someone's video, like you got an Ultimate Warrior video and he wins all his matches in it. And because I wasn't really a Hogan guy, I really liked that Hulk Hogan lost to the Ultimate Warrior on that video.
Oh.
Yeah, that really pleased me as a kid. I think it was my brother's video, and then I was really happy that my guy won.
No, it's worth saying as well. Like, what a crazy series this is that it contains Savage, Hogan, and Warrior all good toys in the same
Yeah, that's
series.
mad, isn't it? I never really thought about that.
Right? Incredible. And Bigelow randomly. What a it's
Andre the Giant as well.
easily the best series. I was excited for the Outback Jack Billy Jack Haynes series, but only because that was bonkers, right? And probably what killed this what contributed to killing this. Well,
Blame Ted Arcidi.
we made 10,000 Outback Jacks. How many have we sold? 8.
So you were telling me an interesting thing before, like the Warlord said his royalty check was it 50 grand or something?
No, yes, less. So
Or
that
less.
that differs from you saying Greg's was 150 grand
Yeah.
in series 1. So obviously this series was not made available in America. It was just distributed in Canada. So that will contribute to the fee being less for the wrestlers, but it also shows a drop off in what they're being paid at this point. It's also worth noting that Bret Hart was rumored to have been a re-release in this line, but I've seen no evidence of that figure existing. So I wonder if over time a custom has confused people and they
It
believe it's
seems like it.
yeah. There's no evidence. If anyone has Bret Hart on a black card in front of them from the LJN series, send us a pic as proof.
And also let us know how much you paid for it because you've probably been ripped off.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah. Did they still come with posters? They did, didn't they, in this one?
They did, but they were the photographs, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's the case.
I'd like to see a Warlord one. What's he wearing on it?
Oh, that's true. What is he wearing?
What's Powers of Pain?
Yes, yeah, he's full on. It looks like it's a blue card as well. That's weird.
You seeing a blue card? Not seeing a blue card.
I'm seeing it on eBay.
But it's still the Grand Toys. I wonder if the back of the cards were blue. It's got a picture of Smash as well.
What the fuck is that?
Let's tell the people what we found. So we've just searched for a poster of the Warlord to see what he looked like on a poster, see if he was wearing trunks. It is a poster of the Powers of Pain, so Warlord and Barbarian in full Powers of Pain kit. And it shows the back of the box, which is a blue card, still distributed by Grand Toys. And the wrestlers on the back are Matchman Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, Bad News Brown, which we never had a toy of, Big Boss Man, Big John Studd, Brother Love, the Bushwhackers, $1 Million Man, Elizabeth, Jim Duggan, Honky Tonk Man, Hogan, Beefcake, Jake the Snake, Demolition Axe, Demolition Smash, who we haven't had, The Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude, again, Powers of Pain, and a King Haku. Interesting find.
Bonkers. Yeah, I've seen it elsewhere as well. That's what was in the works, right? So why did this not continue?
I think it's just because they put the whole thing in the bin. They put all their toy company in the bin because
No.
guns.
Oh, and because Grand Toys weren't the manufacturer, so they weren't going to carry on.
Grand Toys weren't they're just distributors. So they just bought off whatever LJN had left.
But they finished, there's reports, obviously we haven't got them, right? But there's reports that these figures felt different and had sloppier paint. So that implies to me that there was another company sort of finishing off the work that had been started. Or LJN just really couldn't give a fuck and rushed it all. I don't know.
Or they had them but not painted or something. I don't know. But then it wouldn't really go for it could feel differently because the paint finish could be different.
Yeah, I've never heard that there was a Brother Love on the way and
Bushwhackers or Bad News Brown.
This looks authentic.
Yeah.
And the card backs to this Black Series did appear to be blue. Also to note, they were called Wrestling Superstars 89, not just Wrestling Superstars. So they named them by year at this point as well.
Yeah, all very interesting stuff.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at us learning.
Dropping knowledge.
Imagine you're a school teacher and you're just sort of working stuff out with your class as you went along.
Yeah. Oh.
I would say something that I learned from school, but I can't remember anything.
Well, let's, where were we? All right, so we've done the whole series, right?
Yeah, we've done all the toys. I think it is worth noting that LJN, when they were making the toys, they were shortly afterwards, they started making video games as well. So they started off with the NES, doing the WWF games on that. Then it went all the way up until 1994 on different consoles.
I vaguely remember seeing the logo on the games, some games, and it's very confusing nowadays to try and work out, because Jack Pacific was the same, right? You'd see their logo on games, and then like, hold on, these make my wrestling figures. A more complicated world, or a simpler world, maybe.
Yeah, I think one company makes the game and the other one produces it.
Yeah.
So, like with the N64 games, it's Aki and THQ. THQ produce it, but Aki make it.
I suppose it's always been connected in a way, certainly in wrestling. So when a character signs a Legends contract, you can sort of be right in assuming that they will not only appear in the next 2K video game, they'll have a Mattel action figure coming out soon. So I suppose it makes sense if it's connected, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you thought so. Because it's not the same, although it's under the same company, it's not the same people making it, is it? You know, you haven't got someone making toys who's making a video game as well.
Yeah, no, not maybe back then it was much easier to do. The games industry has become a much more complicated beast now. So someone who sculpts knee pads can't code an 8-bit video game. Maybe back then it was.
But I never really clocked until recently that the games had LJN on the boxes. So it's like Royal Rumble on a SNES. Did you have that one?
No, I didn't. I'm aware of that one because that's the one. The one for the console was different to the Royal Rumble arcade game, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I don't think I played the arcade game.
Oh, so Fort Regent had a giant screen with yellow seats at the back of the arcade room. And it's like, I was probably too scared and too young to ever. Was
that not WrestleFest?
Oh, I don't. I just remember
and you could do a Royal Rumble on WrestleFest. It looked really good, WrestleFest as well.
Maybe that was. Maybe you're right. Because that Earthquake on it. I remember Earthquake being there.
Yeah, that was WrestleFest, I think.
Oh, it was just. Do you remember that at Fort Regent or
no?
Oh, it was like 6. Yeah, it was the most incredible setup I can picture at an arcade.
I have been told about it, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it definitely was a thing. I can.
Yeah. My memory's all right. Not good enough to remember which game it was. I just remember giant screen, and I'd love to have that set up now. There
Yeah,
must
it's a
be.
really good game still as well. It holds up well.
Well, what's the updated one? Because I that's all right. Retromania, is that right?
Could be, yeah. It's the one with indie guys and old guys in it.
BWO and Austin
Yeah,
Idol. Road Warriors are in it.
yeah. It looks good. I've not played it.
Oh yeah, you
It's the same.
it's good for a bit of fun.
Yeah,
Nothing you would sink your teeth into for
200
months on
hours.
end. Yeah. But all right, well, we've gone through the entire line, and we'll have Patrick on next week to put us in our place with some of the stuff we've said, I imagine.
And I think next week what we should do is a Champions League. So we look at which ones you've rated top, and then maybe we can determine which one's top overall, and say
Top
maybe a bottom as well.
top two, maybe
Top
from
two
each
and
group.
bottom two. Well,
Okay, and
top one from each group, I reckon. It doesn't need to be a massive list, does it?
well,
Just that it's out of six or something. Then
top two would make it 12.
it's not a
Get
knockout tournament. It's just a
get
list.
get Patrick involved. Yeah, okay, I'm game for that. So, well, all that remains then is one question,
Okay.
and that is: so you're in Woolworths.
Oh,
Your older brother Darren has gone to Woolworths. He's gone out today. You desperately wanted toys, and he's got a bit of a dicky stomach.
oh no.
But he's a trooper. He's gone out. Well, your mum's dragged him out. There's no one to look after him. So it's like, oh, come on, we got to go to Woolworths. Martin wants a bloody toy, and he's ended up projectile vomiting all over the pick and mix.
Oh dear.
And your mum's embarrassed, so she's trying to. Some of the pick and mix inexplicably don't have the lids. So they're
Right.
just being covered in Darren's sick. And your mum's trying to clean it, bless her. Just
She
like
does like the
with her jumper, she's sort of rubbing each one, but he keeps going, right? It's just like,
mental
bloody
thing
hell,
is she's in Woolworths. There's plenty of cleaning supplies.
no.
They've got all sorts of household
No,
things.
well, she's just panicked. She's embarrassed and panicked, and it's
But to
your
be fair,
fault,
she's probably only got enough money to buy my toys.
right? It's late 80s. No one's made of money, mate. So yeah, we need to get Darren out of there, get him home, get him some cowpole or something, right? So hurry up, Martin. Bloody hell. Pick two of these toys. Because
Two?
I've noticed, your mum's saying, I've noticed that they've re-released lots of them, and I know you might have missed out on some last time. So go back and get Axe if you so wish. But bloody hurry up.
Oh man, this is tricky. I think I can't remember what I got last time. Ooh, that sort of does make a difference over the series. It's got loads. I'm gonna go with the Ultimate Warrior. Okay, that's
Hold
the
on.
one.
I'll tell you, you got manager Ted DiBiase. You lied to your mum and said he was a manager.
Yeah, I did. And Bam Bam Bigelow. I got
And
last.
Bam Bam Bigelow. So you could get Bam Bam Bigelow again, but that'd be weird.
Yeah, that'd be. Imagine if I panicked and did that. I think, despite everything I've said earlier about not liking his wrong gear, I think I'm going to get the Warlord.
You've got to get the Warlord.
I've got to get the Warlord.
He's a great toy.
Yeah, it is good. I can pretend I'm giving him a weird singles run. The back of the box will make me sad, especially when I see all the guys that I think I could probably get next week, like the Bushwhackers and Brother Love or something like that. Because when you're a kid, you don't have the internet. That's all you've got to judge on what is actually coming out is what's on the back of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's me. I've got a Warlord and an Ultimate Warrior, and I'm quite happy with that. And I'm really hoping I don't catch Darren's stomach bug.
Well, I'm gonna have to get the Warlord and or maybe there's only one left and you've picked it up. And I
Sorry, are you with us? Did you come as well?
Yeah,
Just so you know
I-
what's happening. You're there seeing it all.
I was my memory's really good, and I remember all these times Darren was weekly. You were picking up toys weekly, you spoiled brat. So was I, seemingly. Yeah, I'll take. I don't want to get the same one as you, and you've picked up the last one, so I won't get the Warlord. I will get the Big Boss Man. Did really
Ooh, good
like
choice.
that, and I might take this opportunity to go back and get Big John Studd, who I didn't pick up first time round. I picked up Hogan.
Can't believe you're not getting heel Andre the Giant.
No.
Well, neither of us did, though. To be fair.
No, Patrick might pick him up next week.
Yeah, maybe. Let's hope so. How many is he? How many is he allowed to get? 12. Patrick, your mum's doing a big order for your birthday.
Your brother Danny has pooped his pants. We'll start it all over again. Okay, good. All right. Well, that was lovely. Who's missing? No one. It's hard to say now, right? Because it's just
Who's
sad.
missing? It shows you on the back of the box.
It's true, but it's just sad, right? Because it's the end.
Yeah.
Like I'd be gutted if I'd be excited about this Big Boss Man and Ultimate Warrior just to know there's no more coming, and then Hasbro show up, what, a year later or the same year? And it's just like,
You just wouldn't know it's the end either, though. You'd be going to the
you
toy shop
wouldn't
all the time
know.
expecting more to come, and they're just going in
You'd,
the bargain bin because there's only three left.
you'd still be going, you would have gone right up until when Woolworths closed down. That would be why you believed there were no more.
It's just
Such a
because the toy shop shut, not because they stopped
yeah,
selling them. Just 20 years later.
yeah, that's true. How long? What was the longest period someone went back to the shop for, hoping there were more?
I was terrible for keep going to shops. Like when WWF Attitude came out on the PS1, I was going into the local like video shop every single day asking them if it was in. And this went on for months because I didn't know when it's coming out. Because again, no internet. So you sort of guessing. And every time I went in, it turns out the guy knew nothing about video games. He just liked videos. So he was like, oh, I think it's going to be in tomorrow. So I'd go in again the next day. And I was doing this every single day. And then I got it. And it was a piece of shit.
Yeah, good, good.
But that's the story of my life.
I only a few years ago when I was living in London, I was going into Orbital Comics in Leicester Square quite often because they had before boxed Hasbro's.
Nice.
And I kept going back there looking for them, like month after month, year after year, I suppose. But that
Yeah.
was yeah, that was more after the fact, not in real time.
I think
Yeah,
it's why I like charity shops because you never know when stuff's going to come in stock, and it goes quick
yeah.
as well, so you have to quickly buy it if you see it.
You do like a charity shop.
I do. I went today. I went to three today. I was waiting for paint to dry at work, so I was like, I said to you, I'm just going to go to some charity shops. I found nothing. What a
No,
waste of time that was. Not a
nothing at
single,
all.
nothing at all. Not even anything remotely good.
Not even a Mattel Miz or something.
No, nothing. No wrestling at all.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
well, that's
never doing
yeah.
that again until next time.
Well, what do you think of the line, mate? What did you think of this? We liked it, right?
LJNs. Oh yeah, I really liked them. I think it was when I got to like series 4 and I realized how expansive it was. I think for me
Yeah,
that's when I realized how good it was. It's a bit sad now looking at the dregs that are left. I think is you sort of go, but when you're in the middle of it, it was very good.
yeah. It's such a, as I say, it is like an alternative universe that we were such big wrestling fans, and this just didn't exist. None of this
Yeah,
existed. It's like a glimpse into another universe.
I wonder when I found out that they were even a thing. It must have been like late 20s or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. But I'm looking forward to getting my Bruno San Martino down. I was hoping it'd be down before today so I could tell you about it, but hopefully it's down before next week.
We will have to do an updated episode when we both get ours, right? And that might
Yeah.
be we'll check back in to see how we feel about all this because we'll have the toys and we'll be like, oh, these are shit. These are
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to feeling it. My brain can sort of tell, I think, of what it's going to feel like, and I'm wondering if I'm correct.
So you've got Bruno Sammartino and I've got Corporal Kirshner.
Yeah. The problem
And
is
we'll
stuff. I thought stuff took a long time to come to Jersey, right? So I ordered it 2 weeks ago or something, I think, and it's going to be at least another week till it's here, just because stuff takes ages. You told me that your waiting time was July,
mid-June,
mid-June, was it?
mid-June potentially.
That's absolutely insane. I can only assume the guy's walking it there.
But like you say, we could meet up in France with each figure and do battle. Like that'd be fun. We need to buy a ref now. Oh, fuck.
Oh, and a ring. Oh, God. And might as well do a cage match if we're going to meet that far.
Yeah. If we're gonna
No
make
one's
the
getting out.
effort, that's it. So yeah, no, I love them. I reckon that when Classic Superstars started doing LJN inspired toys,
Yeah.
I reckon I didn't know what they were based on. And that
Yeah, I'm
would have been
thinking.
2007, 8 or something.
Yeah. We
Or
got them. So at least I was getting them. So I was getting all the classic superstars at the time. So I kept getting them and just being, this is a fucking weird toy.
yeah, no. And yeah, it's the same guy. So the Jeremy Padawa, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was in charge of that line and obviously a big fan of the LJN. So he was doing the odd LJN inspired figure with his Classic Superstars series towards the end. And then he went on to work for Jazzwares and do the AEW toys, and he started doing it again for Jazzwares. So
I
I've got
got the Young Bucks LJNs. I've got
yeah,
those.
I
They're in
don't
my
know who
office.
they
Maybe I'll get them out and open them up.
yeah no it's well because I've got the Cody Rhodes, the LJN inspired Cody Rhodes
Yeah.
from the Jazzwares series. And well, oh, and obviously I've got Series 6 big rubber guys that you can go to actionfigureseller.com and buy if you so inclined to do.
You can see what they feel like.
That's Magnum TA and two Hacksaw Jim Duggins. Regular Duggan and SummerSlam 89?
90.
Demolition and Duggan are on the same team, and Duggan's wearing face paint.
He
That's
comes
what it
down
is.
with the demolition mask on as well, doesn't he?
Oh, it's a shame the figure doesn't have that.
It is, yeah.
But no, it's a great Duggan. Great that they've done. Yeah, a nice variant. Variants aren't always that fun. It's not just a simple like knee pad color change. But yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see this line obviously made enough of an impact that it carried, people carried on, companies carried on releasing LJN inspired stuff.
Yeah, I think in America people have got a lot of nostalgia towards it, but we
Yeah,
don't, because in Britain it wasn't really a thing.
well, it didn't exist, right? It didn't
Yeah.
exist at all. Our friend Dan from Ireland, the Black series, the Black Card series, made it to Ireland, so it wasn't just Canada that they were distributed in, and that's interesting. And maybe we'll get him on briefly next week.
So you can tell us all about them.
I just want to know. I want to know what that was, what that would have felt like seeing these, and then what it would have felt like seeing the Hasbro's after these, and like that. Is that a down? Is that a downgrade as a child? I think that
No,
would
it's
be.
so the thing I thought was great about the Hasbro's is how well they fit in your little hands when you're young, perfectly to play with. Like, I'm wondering how big these are. I still don't really know. You can hear like, oh, they're 8 inches or something like that.
I've got a FC Toys retro in my hand here, Buff Bagwell, also available on actionfigureseller.com, and that's the big rubber guy Duggan next to it. So
That's
I think that's roughly what we're looking at. Size
double the
discrepancy.
size.
Yeah, literally possibly over double the size, which is crazy, right? Yeah, you're right. There's no, yeah, parents are just going to be like, you've got too many of these. You've got
Three toy
five.
boxes full.
Yeah, you've got five of these now. That's enough. They take up too much space. It's like, but mom, there's 80 available.
I always find it is strange when I find old toys. Like I got a Brave Star toy,
Hmm.
a Brave Star, and that's really big. And like the Thundercats are surprisingly big as well. They were LGN, the Thundercats.
Oh, I love the way that in the seemingly the 80s, where there was the decade for it, right? The companies didn't give a fuck. That GI Joe aircraft carrier that like seemingly no, it was like bigger than a coffee table.
It's huge, isn't it? Like
Yeah, like
imagine you're a kid, and you just got a little box bedroom. This is going to take up all of it.
it seemed just homes were bigger back then.
All
Everything.
it basically is as well as like two runways. So,
Oh,
it's like what the fuck? You look at it now on eBay, it's like 2.5 grand.
yeah, just
It's a wild size for something so plain. Like
it's
the
bigger
person
than.
selling it on eBay has just got it on like their dining room table and it's taking up the whole thing.
Well, I'm looking at a picture of two children playing with it, and it's like you could probably sit at least six kids across it.
It's the sort of thing that I really want, but I know there is no chance I could put it anywhere unless you're hanging it
Yeah.
maybe on a wall or something like that.
Yeah, so obviously toy companies just didn't care, right? Maybe it was all new back then, so there
Yeah,
wasn't
that's what I
no
was
one
going to
had
say.
big collections, right? So if you're buying toys, maybe this is this is the centerpiece of your collection. Oh, I can't wait to do GI Joe. Oh, I'm so excited to do
And
all
this
these.
toy is based on Clive from accounting.
Yeah, because they did just base it on
People who work
people that
there.
worked there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. Be interesting to see if other lines, other types of toys, other genres pick up more fans or they drop off. If people are like more wrestling dickheads, that type of thing. Be interesting.
Oh, well, our fans.
Yeah,
I think the three people that listen will carry on.
Yeah, I
They want to
take
hear
back.
the outros.
Yeah, take back what I said, Liam and Mark. Carry on listening. Ignore us. Yeah, good. All right. Well, let's leave it there then.
Yeah. Join us next time where we'll have author, historian, referee, Patrick W. Reed.
Yeah. We'll just run some things by him and he'll go, yeah, that happened exactly how you say it did.
Yeah, he's got a very good knowledge of stories of wrestling. It's impressive.
Yeah, let's get some gossip out of him. Oh, and I'll take back what I said last week because I shouldn't be like throwing out wild assumptions about wrestlers being sort of touched out of the business like Tom Zenk, right? Because that is naughty of us, right? It's we don't know the truth. We don't know. Maybe Pat Patterson would be like, he wasn't even my type. Or Tom Zenk liked a bit of rumpy pumpy. It's not for us to say anything, but I think his deal was he just wanted more money. It was nothing to do with any of that. So
Okay.
it's not on me to be like, making up these words. I think it was Jim Powers actually that was his push declined because he said no to finger in the bum or whatever. So yeah, I just thought, I thought I'd
It
clear that
wasn't
up.
Tom Zink. Probably
It was
Jim
It was
Powers.
Jim Powers. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got that sorted.
Yeah. I just thought I did a bit of taking back what I said at the end. All right. Well, yeah, I'll leave you on that note. Have a good week, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Go listen to Callum's music, the Callum Graham. He's great. And listen to this track now. Bye bye.
Customers need to proceed to the nearest